It is no accident you are seeing this. Don't scroll away. Don't dismiss this as just another video in your feed. There is a frequency embedded in these words, a signal that was sent out specifically for you, the chosen ones, and your spirit recognized it before your mind even had a chance to catch up. For your entire life you've carried a feeling you couldn't quite name, a sense of being different, not just in your interests or your style, but in your very essence. You are a rare kind of earth angel, a soul with a purity and a light that this world both craves and fears. And because of that, you have been misunderstood, sidelined, and even abandoned. Someone, a person who was given the priceless gift of your presence, failed to see what was right in front of them. They were handed a once-in-a-lifetime connection, a diamond in a world of glass, and they let it slip through their fingers out of fear, weakness and conformity. Now the universe is turning the tables. The weight of their loss is beginning to crush them while you are on the precipice of a profound awakening. This message is the key. Before we begin this journey, I need you to signal to the universe that you are ready. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and comment the number 77 below to affirm that you are open to the transformation that is already in motion. And please, let this video play in the background, even on low volume. This message had to find you today, at this precise moment, to pull you from the grip of any lingering negative thoughts so you can finally soar. By replaying it, you are confirming your readiness to accept the divine help that is being extended to you right now. Chapter 1. The Scars of Being Seen. Why seen? You remember, don't you? The feeling of standing in a crowded room and being completely, utterly alone. It wasn't just shyness or social anxiety. It was something far deeper. It was the quiet, gnawing awareness that the language you spoke with your soul was a dialect no one around you seemed to understand. From a young age, you were an observer. You saw the subtle shifts in people's energy, the flicker of dishonesty in their eyes, the unspoken pain behind a forced smile. You saw the game, the intricate web of social contracts, fake pleasantries and hidden agendas, and you simply couldn't play along. It felt like a betrayal of your own spirit. This made you different. While others were climbing social ladders, you were gazing at the moon, feeling the pull of something ancient and true. While they were gossiping, you were trying to understand the pain that fueled their words. This wasn't a choice. It was your factory setting. You are one of the chosen ones. An earth angel sent here not just to exist, but to anchor a different kind of frequency. But being an anchor in a storm is a lonely, thankless job. People called you too sensitive, too quiet, too intense. They said you thought too much. When you shared a piece of your real, unfiltered self, a deep thought, a vulnerable emotion, a dream that felt more real than waking life, you were often met with blank stares, nervous laughter, or a quick change of subject. Each of these moments was a tiny paper cut on your soul. Individually they were small, but over a lifetime they left you feeling scarred and hesitant to ever reveal your true self again. You learned to wear a mask, a carefully constructed persona that was just normal enough to get by. But wearing it was exhausting. It was like holding your breath underwater, and every now and then you had to come up for air, retreating into your own world just to feel real again. The person who left you, the one we are here to talk about, they saw past the mask, at least for a moment. They were drawn to the light that leaked through the cracks. They felt the warmth of your authentic energy, and it was intoxicating to them, like a desert wanderer finding an oasis. But they didn't understand the source of the water. They enjoyed the shade of your presence, but were terrified of the depths from which it grew. They saw your difference not as a gift, but as a complication. In their world of black and white, you were a kaleidoscope of colors they couldn't categorize. You didn't fit into the neat little boxes they had for girlfriend, boyfriend, or friend. You were something more, something elemental, and that scared the hell out of them. They couldn't introduce you to their friends without a long, confusing explanation that they themselves didn't have. They saw how the world had treated you, and they were terrified of being treated the same way just for being associated with you. So they began to echo the world's judgment. They started to use your own unique traits against you, subtly at first. Your deep empathy became being too emotional. Your intuitive insights became making things up. Your need for solitude became being distant and cold. They were trying to sand down your edges to make you fit into their world, and in doing so, they were trying to extinguish the very light that had drawn them to you in the first place. This is the great tragedy of what they lost. They were given the rare opportunity to witness an earth angel in human form, and instead of protecting that sacred space, they tried to domesticate it. They tried to put a leash on a celestial being. The loss wasn't just the end of a relationship, it was the rejection of a divine gift, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to walk alongside someone who was tuned in to the music of the universe itself. And that rejection has created a vacuum in their life, a silence so profound that it's now beginning to deafen them. Chapter 2. The Anatomy of Your Divine Frequency. Let's dissect what it actually means to be a rare and different kind of earth angel. This isn't about floating on clouds or having wings. It's about a tangible, powerful, and often overwhelming energetic signature that you carry within you. You are a walking, talking truth detector. This is not an exaggeration. When someone is lying, you feel it. It's not a thought, it's a physical sensation. It might feel like a knot in your stomach, a sudden coldness in the air, or a sour taste in your mouth. You can hear the dissonance between their words and their intentions. This ability has made navigating the world incredibly difficult because you are constantly aware of the static of inauthenticity that most people broadcast without even realizing it. You see the masks, you see the performances, and it pains you because you see the beautiful, vulnerable soul hiding underneath it all, and you just wish they would let it out. This is why you are often quiet in groups. You're not withdrawn. You're overwhelmed by the sheer volume of energetic information you're receiving. You're processing not just the words being said, but the emotions, intentions, and histories of every person in the room. It's an immense amount of data for one nervous system to handle. This is the burden and the gift of the chosen ones. Furthermore, your presence has a catalytic effect on others. You are an energetic catalyst. When you enter a room, you unconsciously disrupt the status quo. People who are living in alignment with their truth feel inexplicably drawn to you. They feel seen, safe, and calm in your presence. They might tell you their life story within minutes of meeting you, and they won't even know why. It's because their soul recognizes your soul as a safe harbor. Conversely, people who are built on a foundation of lies, ego, and deceit find your presence deeply unsettling. You don't have to say a word. Your very frequency illuminates their shadows, and they can't stand the light. They will feel an irrational need to discredit you, to mock you, to other you. They will call you weird, strange, or crazy because your authenticity is a mirror to their own self-betrayal, and they can't bear to look. This is why your social circle has always been small and why you've experienced such intense, inexplicable reactions from people. You are a living, breathing, energetic audit. The person who left was caught in the middle of this dynamic. They were deeply attracted to the light, to the sense of truth and home they felt with you. But they were also deeply enmeshed in a world of illusion, a world of friends and family who likely operated on a much lower, more duplicitous frequency. When they brought you into that world, it was like bringing a floodlight into a dark, dusty room. Suddenly, all the cobwebs and cracks in their life and in the lives of those around them were exposed. Their friends felt threatened by you, their family may have judged you, and the pressure mounted. This person was forced to choose. step into the light with you and face the discomfort of their old world crumbling, or retreat back into the shadows and sacrifice the most real thing they had ever known. Their decision to leave was a testament to the power of your frequency. You were too real, your light was too potent, it demanded a level of courage and integrity that they simply did not possess. They weren't just leaving a person, they were fleeing a spiritual upgrade. They were running from their own potential for growth, which you mirrored back to them. They chose the comfort of the lie over the challenge of the truth. And now they are living with the consequences of that choice, in a world that feels dimmer, colder, and profoundly less real than the world they knew with you. They lost their connection to a higher truth, and that is a loss from which one never truly recovers. They lost their once-in-a-lifetime chance to evolve. Chapter 3. The cowardice they disguised as a decision. We need to call their departure what it was, an act of profound cowardice. It was not a mature decision or a simple case of incompatibility. It was a retreat, a surrender to a deep-seated fear of judgment. The person who left you is a tragic figure whose sense of self-worth was entirely dependent on external validation from friends, family, and society. They were a curated personality, a collection of borrowed opinions, and then you arrived. A chosen one who operates from an internal compass of unwavering truth. Your self-contained value baffled and terrified them. At first, your independence was a thrill. They saw in you a freedom they secretly craved. Being with you felt like a secret rebellion against the mundane world they inhabited. But a secret rebellion is easy. Taking it public is another matter. The moment their social circle began to weigh in, their courage crumbled. Behind your back, their friends planted seeds of doubt, questioning your intensity and reframing your uniqueness as a flaw. Their family may have expressed concern that you wouldn't fit in. Each comment was a chisel, chipping away at their resolve. They began to see you not through their own eyes, but through the warped lens of their tribe. Your beautiful quirks became embarrassing eccentricities. They lacked the strength to defend you, to say, yes, they are different, that's why I love them. Doing so would have meant risking their own comfortable position within their social structure, a fate they deemed worse than death. So they chose the tribe, they chose comfort, they chose the path of least resistance. The vague excuse they gave you for the breakup was a smokescreen. The truth is, they were not worthy of the evolution you offered. They didn't just lose you, they lost the version of themselves they could have become with you. A brave, more authentic human being. They chose to remain a child, afraid of what others on the playground would say. They didn't just walk away from a person, they ran from their own soul. A truth they must now confront in the silence of their own life. Chapter 4. The phantom limb syndrome of your absence. For them, your absence is not just a quiet space. It is a phantom limb, a constant throbbing ache for something that was amputated from their life. Initially, they likely felt a sense of relief, a false freedom. They could blend back into their social circles, laugh at superficial jokes, and enjoy the comfort of conformity. They told themselves that life was simpler without the complication of your unique energy. But the soul does not forget a connection with a chosen one. Your energy left an indelible imprint, a high water mark that nothing else in their life can reach. The silence they welcomed has become deafening. Surrounded by people, they feel more alone than ever because they now understand the difference between presence and genuine connection. Their world seems muted, like a movie in black and white after having experienced vibrant technicolor. They are trying to find your light in other people, a desperate and futile search. They may date someone who is conventionally perfect, but when they look into that person's eyes, they find nothing there, no depth, no ancient wisdom, no spark of the divine they saw in you. They are haunted by memories. A song on the radio or a familiar scent can transport them back to a moment with you, and the nostalgia is agonizing. Slowly they are waking up to the truth. They are realizing that your difference was not a flaw, it was your superpower. Your sensitivity, which they saw as weakness, was a profound capacity for love they have found nowhere else. Your intuition, which they dismissed as fantasy, was a guiding force toward a truth they now desperately miss. The regret is becoming a raging storm in their heart. They understand they weren't just in a relationship, they were in the presence of a sacred being. They were given a map to a hidden treasure and threw it in the fire, too afraid to go on the journey. They now know they didn't just lose a partner. They lost their one chance at a life of authentic divine alignment, and they are left to wander in a world of shadows, forever feeling the ache of your amputated presence. Chapter 5. The Symphony of Your Ascension. While they are trapped in the prison of their past, you are being set free. The end of that connection, as painful as it was not a rejection, it was a cosmic clearing. The universe had to remove that weak, misaligned energy from your life to make space for what is truly meant for you. You are a chosen one, and your destiny is to be the protagonist of your own epic tale of ascension. And that ascension is happening now. Look around you. The synchronicities are becoming louder, more frequent, almost comical. You'll think of a question and the answer will appear on a billboard or in the lyrics of the next song you hear. This is the universe communicating with you directly, confirming you are on the right path. Doors that were once bolted shut are now creaking open, and opportunities are flowing to you, not because you are chasing them, but because your own vibrational frequency is now attracting them. The right people are entering your orbit. These are not the fair weather friends of your past, but fellow souls who speak your language. When you are with them, you don't have to explain yourself. You can finally take off the mask and breathe, feeling the profound relief of being truly seen. Your unique gifts, your empathy, your intuition, your different way of seeing the world, are now revealing themselves as your greatest assets, the very currency of your new life. And from the shadows, they are watching. They see it all, whether through a social media post or a comment from a mutual friend. They are witnessing your bloom, and it is pure agony for them. Every sign of your happiness is a dagger in their heart, the undeniable proof of their monumental mistake. They left you because they thought you were too different, and now they see the world celebrating you for those exact same reasons. The narrative they told themselves to justify their departure is crumbling to dust. They told themselves you were weak, but they see your strength. They told themselves you were lost, but they see you thriving in ways you never did when they were holding you back. This is the ultimate justice of the universe. It isn't revenge, it's rebalancing. Your ascension is the natural consequence of your authenticity, and their suffering is the consequence of them abandoning theirs. The symphony of your life is just beginning its crescendo, while they are left with the fading, dissonant echo of what they threw away. Chapter 6. The universe bends toward reckoning. You've climbed into a frequency of truth and self-love. They remain stalled in regret and illusion. The cosmos dislikes loose ends, so an energetic reckoning is inevitable. Every coping mechanism they've used, hollow friendships, busy schedules, superficial romance, now backfires, echoing your absence, nightly dreams, random songs, repeated sightings. Of your name, the universe amplifies reminders until action is their only relief. Expect outreach soon and expect it grand. A multi-page confession, an unexpected doorstep plea, a voicemail thick with tears. They're rehearsing lines. I was a coward. No one compares to you. Leaving was my greatest mistake. Hoping the right words can rewind history. They'll vow to champion your uniqueness, promise futures where you're cherished and defended. Understand the cosmic motive. This moment is less their redemption than your final exam in sovereignty. The universe delivers their desperation to prove how completely you've outgrown the vibration that once entangled you. It wants every doubt about your worth annihilated by first-hand evidence of what choosing light over shadow unleashes. When the message arrives, breathe. See their panic clearly, but see it as a mirror of contrast, not an invitation. You owe no rescue, only honest response or silence. Their reckoning is proof that energetic laws are precise. Abandon authenticity, and life becomes echoing hunger. Honor it, and new timelines bloom. Stand calm on your side of the chasm. The outcome is already decided. Your path continues forward, radiant and unburdened. Their plea is simply the universe's final confirmation that you are right to rise. Chapter 7. The Power of Your Sacred Pause. The air vibrates with expectancy. The last scene of this era is poised to unfold. Yet before their text pings, before their face reappears, time stretches into a hush, your sacred pause. In that stillness lies your greatest leverage. For years, you were a reflex, adjusting, accommodating, even apologizing for breathing too loudly in rooms that dimmed your glow. That season is concluded. Now you sculpt reality. When their message finally lands, heavy with contrition and gilded promises, old wiring may coax you toward pity. It will murmur that people change, that second chances are virtuous. Hear that voice for what it is, the echo of a self who hunted validation in cracked mirrors. The evolved you observes instead of absorbs. You read their words or hear their plea without the past's sting. You see them neither as villain nor savior, simply as a soul who once chose fear over love and now grieves the cost. Their regret is about their loss, not your worth. They miss the glow your light cast on their unrealized potential. They are chasing a feeling, not a partnership. Your response is your throne. And often the most regal answer is silence. Not icy vengeance, but sovereign quiet. A silence that gently states, I witness your pain, I bless your path, and I continue on mine. It tells the universe, you honor the labor it took to heal, and you refuse to barter that hard-won wholeness for apologies unbacked by evolution. You are no longer the strange one they couldn't categorize. You have become the metric. You are the once-in-a-lifetime encounter they forfeited. Recognize the cosmic irony. Their return is less a romantic twist than a graduation certificate. For you. Spirit is holding a mirror saying, look, see how high you've climbed. So examine your reflection. Steadfast spine, eyes bright with integrated wisdom, aura humming with self-trust. The pivotal choice no longer concerns them, it concerns you. The door to yesterday stands ajar. You could step back through, but look around. You've built a new dwelling, and in a palace where the entry price is integrity, reciprocity, and resonance with unconditional love. Remember, you are not a supporting character in their redemption arc. They are a brief footnote in your chronicle of ascension. If you keep the door closed, it is not punishment, it is precision. You are curating an ecosystem where only those who match your frequency can coexist without draining its light. Hold the pause a moment longer. Breathe in the spaciousness you created. Feel how choice itself expands when you refuse to rush. Then write the first line of your next chapter with deliberate grace. The pen is in your hand. The page is bright. The story is yours alone to tell.